Welcome back to Chat with Roxanne. In this episode, I'm joined with other podcasters for an exclusive chat with Daniel Lissing to talk about his new movie, Single on the 25th. This is part one of that conversation. Enjoy. Hi, Daniel. I'm Roxanne from Chat with Roxanne, as you can see. I'm so
All right.
excited for this. I've been dying to talk with you and meet you. I'm
Nice
like
to
been
meet you.
a fan forever and ever. So I wanted to ask you like more of like a leading man question, but because we're promoting your new movie, which I absolutely love, Single on the 25th, I'll go with a different question this time.
You can
So
ask whatever you want. That's all good.
all right, you ready? If you
Yeah.
were single now on the 25th, what would your perfect Christmas day be like?
Family. That's it.
Oh,
I think it's just all about family at that time of year. So for me, yeah, I'd probably go back home to Australia. I would be with my mum and dad and sister and the extended family, and we'd eat and we'd drink and we'd enjoy the Australian summer.
yes. Barbecue. Would you have a barbecue?
Barbecue. We usually have the barbecues. Of course, they've just started leaf blowing right outside my office right
You can't hear it.
now.
It's all right. We
So you
can't hear
can't
it.
hear it? All right,
No,
that's good.
I've had
All
that
right, good.
happen to me. You're good.
Of course, it's literally I can see outside. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. Like the Australian summer and yeah, barbecues, and we used to go over to my uncle and auntie's house and have like a pool party and you know all that kind of good stuff that happens through the summer.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, of course.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Stephanie, go ahead.
Hi, Daniel. This is Stephanie from Heart in Motion podcast. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, Stephanie.
So, here's my question. This movie really focuses in on two neighbors who form this unexpected friendly singles partnership. So, what do you think audiences are going to enjoy most about the connection between Nell and Cooper?
Yeah, this is one of those scripts that I read that I love that it was just a little different in regards to the way that these two characters connect, right? So usually it's this meet cute and there is kind of romance on the table for both of these people that meet in these movies. But what I liked about this aspect is that we've got a guy, my character, that is really, I gave him a backstory that wasn't on the page that made him kind of like happy to and really content being on his own and realizing, hey, I'm filling my cup up right now. I don't really need or want a relationship. And when he obviously there's attraction and you know my thing was this guy doesn't have trouble with the ladies, so he's gonna in his flirtatious confident way say, hey, like it's actually great being single. It's super
Yeah.
fun. You don't actually need anyone. There's a lot of different ways to love and be loved outside of that intimate relationship. And I can relate to that because I've felt like that through my life, and certainly through periods after relationships. I'm like, I'm so happy being single right now, and that's what the energy that I sort of came in. But obviously, as these two people spend more time together, um, you know, I don't want to give away the movie at the end of the movie, but there is a really sweet realization in the kind of what deep down in the core these characters really want, and I think they're both fighting against it a little bit for self-preservation.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, Sarah from Suspenders Unbuttoned.
Sure. Actually, go ahead, Julie.
Oh, Julie, they're a package deal.
Yes, we've met before. Hi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Julie from Suspenders Unbuttoned. So nice to see you again, Dan.
Yeah, you too, Julie. Yeah.
this was a kind of fun movie, and that there are some great awkward moments between Nell and Cooper. As an actor, what do you really like about those scenes?
Well, working with an actor like like Lindsay was a pleasure because she's got such great timing and comedy chops, and we had a great director that enabled us to just play, and so Lindsay and I were on set, and we can't control what the edit is going to be at the end. We don't control anything other than being on set, standing on our marks, and saying our lines, and behaving in a way that is most true to us in that moment. But it was fun. It was really fun for us because we milked it, and we were able to just sort of Jonathan Wright, the director, was just like, just play. You guys got it. You know what you're doing. And so we were able to, we ad-libbed a lot of stuff. We sat in moments that ordinarily, we're kind of instructed to fill the space with these kind of movies with dialogue and information. No, we didn't need that because we had the relationship, and that those awkward moments landed because we were able to use the silence and the what am I going to say? How do I approach this? Moments that you can read, and that I think that was a really fun part of the process of just being able to sort of sit in those moments and feel awkward because you're like there going, whose line it is? It's your line, but you're thinking all this stuff, and then it just translates really nicely. And yeah, I love that aspect of play. That was good.
Okay,
We love that.
Catherine. Oh, sorry. Were you not?
Did you have follow-up, Julie?
I just said we love that too.
Oh, good.
Hi, Daniel. I'm Catherine with Romcom Love. I'm the newbie who doesn't know how to change my name in Teams. I see
Oh,
most
no
all
worries.
day. So.
No, nice to meet you, Catherine.
Nice to meet you. My question is, can you share, without giving away too much, your favorite saying or activity that Cooper encouraged Nell with, that if you were facing the holidays by yourself, you would embrace yourself?
Okay, I'm not sure I quite understand.
Oh,
the question.
so Cooper says along the lines of, we all have places we belong, and then
slots in life.
to be alone in our, So is there one of those, or the activity that you would embrace?
Oh, I got you. Yeah, thanks for clarifying. This character was pretty adamant, going, everyone's got their places in life, they've got their slots in life, and you can kind of you can fit in those places and you can make the best of those places, but you got to choose where you belong, and once you choose where you belong, own it. Don't just do it half-heartedly. And so that's, I think, that energy he came with. But there was personally, I need my alone time. I just do. I need to recharge. I need to get away from everyone and everything to recenter myself sometimes. I think it's important. I usually find those moments in nature or through meditation or, watching a movie, listening to music. And so when Cooper kind of says, being alone is the best company, I can relate to that. Sometimes it is. Sometimes, my wife's in the other room right now, and we spend so much time together, but we both understand that, hey, you have to have that autonomous time to just recharge whatever you need to recharge within yourself, so that you can give when you're around others, whether it be an intimate relationship or whether you're socializing, whatever it is. So yeah, I like my alone time.
All
right,
Rachel.
Okay, I am Rachel with Hallmark's podcast, and there's a point in this movie where you're kind of giving her a lesson on on how to handle the company party. So I'm curious, what do you think is the best topic for small talk? What do you think's a good?
A good topic for small talk?
Yeah, like at a
when
party.
at a party?
Yeah, when you're trying to
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of fit into a crowd that you don't know. Yeah, I call, I I without tooting my own horn, I think I've always been like socially good. Like, I can social code well, and I've always found that, as I've gotten older as well, especially in the more life experience you have, you can kind of like fit into any room. And I think the key to that is just being interested in other people. When you take this sort of thing off yourself and don't think, how does this jacket look? Am I okay? Do I have anything on my face? Blah, blah, blah. Am I going to say something stupid? Forget all that. What I find really works in any kind of small talk or social situation is just be curious. That's it. Like, just, I think I'm a pretty giving human being, and with my energy and time after my alone time. But I think that's it. So for me, it's I let it happen organically, and I just kind of like go into whatever situation with an open kind of mind, and don't take the focus off myself and put it on them. Let you have the pressure of like talking. You know what I mean? And so then you can sort of fit into any situation with ease, because you're just curious.
I think that's good advice. I think one of the big advantages of being a movie fan is you always have something to talk about.
Yeah.
You can always ask, what's your favorite movie? What do you like?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that kind of stuff. It's funny thing, I talked about this with my buddy the other day, that, one of the great, we've got a lot of great things as human beings, as a culture, and especially living in nowadays. We've just got access to so much. We've accomplished so many things through the millennia, but there's something, and this is why I'm in this industry, about movies and TV shows and good books and music. It's the creative arts. It's that thing that comes from the heart, goes to the heart. And when I look at the big picture of us as a whole, like that stuff, that creative stuff connects everyone. It connects us all. And so you're exactly right. You can talk about that creative works with anyone, no matter where they're from. We can all have a love for the arts, and that's something that I think, that's why this industry and being a part of it is so special.
Okay, great. And on to Megan.
Hi, Daniel. I'm Megan from Girls Gone Hallmark. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Megan.
Let's talk a little bit let's rewind it a little bit. Last year, you made your triumphant return to Hallmark. I know When Calls the Heart fans were thrilled to see you back with Aaron Krakow in Santa. Tell me, what did it feel like to step back into the Hallmark family after a little time away?
It was great. Yeah. I think Hallmark they're the best in the business at these rom-com movies, and certainly the Hallmark movies. This model is something that all the streamers now are trying to emulate, because it's got so much success. And I've got a really good relationship with Hallmark through the years, and I had gone off and really put my head down and focused on a lot of things behind the camera, writing and producing, and I've got a lot of projects on the go because of that period of time. I did a little job here and there, but I shifted my focus a little bit. But when I had the opportunity to go back and work with Hallmark again, and certainly when they called me for this film as well, I was really grateful and excited, because it's just it's really fun. It was really fun to work with Erin again too. It was great to meet Lindsay and work with her. And then of course, when, like any of these jobs that you do, you end up spending so much time with the cast and the crew of these. That's why being on a television show, they become your family after however many years, really, when you're on it. You're just in the trenches together every day, which is, a beautiful thing. But, going back to Hallmark for me is super special. And, I've actually, on the other side of things, I'm pitching and a few projects for them, and hopefully developing some things with them next year as a writer and producer. So, I hope our relationship continues to grow as an actor, and all of the above.
Thank you.
Hey, we're back to Roxanne.
Okay, so back to Single on the 25th, which I thought had like a very modern and classy vibe, embracing being single instead of like being sad. And I was thinking, did they put the sets to be, they were so classy and modern. I wanted to know, I always want to know about the sets. Like, were those real apartments side by side? Like, where was the scenery was gorgeous. What can you like share?
I can share it all.
All right.
This is one of the things I think people, directors and producers, this is just an opinion, don't spend enough time on location scouting. They just, sometimes they're like, all right, we can get this place, and it's a really tough job to find great locations. Now, we happen to be shooting in Montreal, which exterior wise is just a gorgeous city. We played it for Chicago, but Jonathan Wright, the director, along with Muse, the producers up there, Jesse and his team, spent a good amount of time in pre-production location scouting. And so, yes, everything you see is like a legit restaurant, a legit bar. We actually ate at that restaurant. I don't know if you've all seen the movie, but the apartments were actual people's apartments, and in this really cool part of town. And they just spent time finding these venues. This Christmas party that we end up going to was an actual entertainment venue. So we were shooting in real places. We didn't, I'm just trying to think. I don't think we did really one shot on, on a set.
Mhm.
We were shooting on location. And when we shot in the office, it was in this gorgeous office in downtown, and so, they spent time location scouting to find the right venues to elevate the scope of the movie. And so when you're able to, it's such an important story point. It just elevates what we're doing on the page, because if you've got the right location that is true to the script, then you're laughing. You don't have to worry about that, because it does a lot of the work for you. So yeah, really grateful for that. I found that in my same with the one with Aaron. So I mean, since I've been back at Hallmark, it's just been stellar in that aspect of things, but it's really important for storytelling.
This concludes part
I
one.
loved it. I thought it was
Part
like
2
perfect.
and 3 are also available. Single on the 25th premieres Sunday, December 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Hallmark Channel, and streams the next day on Hallmark Plus.